All right, it's time for the 2024 Olympics, and we're going to show you how you can find the easiest ways to watch the Olympics without cable. Some are premium paid, some are very inexpensive, and it does not go without mentioning that you can also use an antenna if you've already got one. If you don't, obviously you have to pay to buy one. But an antenna will give you all the feeds from NBC all through prime time, just like people have always watched the Olympics. Now, Peacock, on the other hand, is a premium service, but it's not an expensive one. It's $7.99, and with Peacock, you can zoom in pretty much on any of the sports you want to watch by just selecting the Olympics section and exploring. Right now, nothing's going on, so there's not a lot happening. There's some, pre events, or early round things. You might not have known that the Olympics actually start before the opening ceremonies, but there's a lot to get through there, so they do. But you'll see that it has a section for live and upcoming events, and it's going to allow you to bounce around the entirety of the Olympic Games, whether you're choosing your favorites or just watching anything to have it on in the background. It has a very easy to search section here with the nice Olympic logos for each sport. And as you peruse and find what you want, all you have to do is click on it. If that sport is available, you can start watching it. If not, what you can do is start setting things up so that you can save it and watch it later. It's got a nice function for that. For instance, if we want to just jump in on surfing here, you can go through. It'll show you when the finals are, because that's the big highlights. At least as long as your country is in it, right? You can go through and see when things get started. And then, if you want to come back to it and make sure you don't miss it, add it to My Stuff. And it's going to work like that for all the sports. We'll just bounce out of surfing here and check out something else. Let's go to the main event here, basketball. This looks like a pretty good team they've got this year, even though their early exhibitions were way closer than you would have expected them to be. But let's say you want to go ahead and make sure you don't miss. Again, you select the matchup you want, add it to My Stuff. And for good measure, we'll add a women's game too. This should be a really good women's team as well. Nobody's lost since they put in the new system. Alright, and let's see if there's anything else we want to play with on here. We've got a section of featured athletes. This is great because the Olympics, for some people is all about the story. And this section is going to help you find out more about people, their background, their journey, that kind of thing. That's one of the cool things about the Olympics is there's something for all kinds of viewers. If you just want the action, you can get it. The audio description section is great for people who have seeing problems. And then it's got just a group of things like documentaries and series based around the Olympics. And then review. There's My Stuff. There's the things that we set aside for later. I think my wife's going to come in and put all the gymnastics in there. Happy wife, happy life, right? So, let's jump into the actual Roku itself. The Roku, it has a really nice section for the Olympics built into its sports section. If you go down to Browse by Sport, you've got the Paris 2024 Olympic Zone. And on this section, it's going to break things down by sport. But what it's going to do is tell you when you click on the sport, the places that you can watch the content. Those options can include anything from an app in particular or one of the streaming services. So in some cases you'll find it says, watch on the NBC Sports app or watch on Peacock. In other situations, you'll see something that'll say watch on Sling TV, or watch on DirecTV Stream, or watch on Fubo TV, Hulu with Live TV, something like that. It's just going to look at what you've got on your system and give you a suggestion as to where you're going to find it. And what it will do is bring you to the channel. Like, let's say it's on Sling TV, but it's on USA Network. It'll pop you over to USA Network on Sling TV. There's also a helpful medal count here, so you can keep up with that stuff on your TV. Of course, most people are going to be grabbing their phones and checking it out anyway. But this is just something that Roku has built into its system. If you don't have a Roku, I'm sure you've got plenty of other ways to find it. Looking at here is Hulu with Live TV. This, of course, is another premium service. This is a much more expensive one, though. Right now, Hulu with Live TV will run you $77 a month. They do have a 3-day free preview, but with this, you get a whole live TV lineup, with all of the important channels that you'll need to watch the Olympics and a whole lot more. Also, you actually get ESPN Plus and Disney Plus thrown in there with the bundle. So it's 3 services for $77. If you want those services, it's a pretty good bargain. Otherwise, it's a pretty expensive service. But any of these live TV all-encompassing services are going to be pretty expensive. You'll see that it breaks things down into sports, and it also allows you to bounce around, look through a regular TV guide, and find what it is that you are looking for. You can even search for things, though I don't know whether it will work with the Olympics. I don't know if you can just write, skee ball or whatever sports you're looking for. I don't think skee ball is an Olympic sport this year, but hey, give it time. But in general, this is a pretty comfortable setup that anybody who's used cable TV or any kind of pay TV should be quite comfortable and familiar with. You can set your channels that you want to watch the Olympics on your favorites so that you can go straight to your own little Olympics hub. NBC Universal has the rights to the Olympics, and they're putting things on all sorts of networks, from NBC, CNBC, the Golf Channel, USA Network, and I think more. So if you're willing to check that out, put them in your favorites. Another premium service is the famous YouTube TV. YouTube TV, again, offers all of the channels that you would need to have in order to get the Olympics. This is going to, again, NBC, CNBC, the Golf Channel, and so on. With this, you have a way to search A to Z. You can look for channels in general, but it's a pretty simple, straightforward way to go about your TV watching. With YouTube TV, you not only get the channels they offer, but you can also, if you want to stick around with this and not just use it for the Olympics, you can add in the NFL Sunday Ticket. That's a perk there with YouTube TV that you don't get with any other premium paid service. Say that 3 times twice. I'm not going to, because I don't want to stumble on the recording here. But I do think that for NFL fans that are maybe add services here and there, to get sports or special events, YouTube TV does give you that perk of adding Sunday Ticket. It costs about $350 or something like that. I believe they give you the choice to add via, installments. What you're looking at now is Fubo TV, and again, Fubo TV is a premium service. It costs, depending on your package, between $75, $85. Again, these are like cable TV. Not as expensive as cable TV. Cable TV, for anybody that's not a brand new subscriber, anybody who canceled with that $300 bill, $250 a month bill for TV knows what I'm talking about. If you don't, give it time. Cable has gotten more generous with their offers, but this service, Fubo TV, is a solid offering. Though I should note that it does now and then lose channels. All of the services do, but they most recently had an argument with Warner Brothers Discovery, causing them to lose access to Warner Brothers Discovery's networks. Those include TNT, they don't have HBO, things like that. But as far as the Olympics go, all of the channels that you need for the Olympics are available through Fubo TV. Again, keep in mind, any of these services you can use as almost like a one-time thing. Sign up for a month, watch the Olympics, drop it. That you could view it as an Olympic expense. But Fubo TV is easy to use. Like others, it has a guide that you can peruse, as well as search for specific networks and look by subject matter. These all are very similar. Actually, what you might want the most will depend on your specific needs and maybe even brand loyalty at some point. Now, last but certainly not least is Sling TV. Sling TV is less expensive than the other services that we talked about as far as the premiums go. It already is set up with a little Olympic ribbon here. There's all of the different events are listed. If you click on it, you can set it up to record. You can jump straight to the channel that the event is on. And unlike the others, though, it doesn't provide local channels. You can get them, but what you have to do is you have to have an antenna and you have to have an Air TV tuner. So that's kind of a lot to put together right before the Olympics. If you've already got those sorts of things, you already know about them. But in general, what Sling TV is going to offer you, like let's say if you don't pick up an antenna, is all of the feeds from everything but NBC. If you don't have an Air TV, you can of course still use an antenna and just switch to the input for the antenna. But we must mention that all of these apps and services are going to require you to have either a smart TV or a streaming device like a Roku, Google TV, device, a smart TV, Apple TV, something along those lines, something that you can use to access the apps, access the services. The good thing is that all of the services are available pretty much universally at this point. Gone are the days of, one service not offering, an app for various platforms. It's all pretty universal. But I hope you found that helpful. Remember, an antenna, if you got one, watch NBC. You're going to get all of that primetime coverage, all of the neatly choreographed stuff with the great intros and things like that. Fubo TV, Sling TV, Hulu with Live TV, and YouTube TV are going to give you all of those cable channels. And Peacock gives you a very personalized way to pop in and out of things that you want to watch. You can find clips from past Olympics, past opening ceremonies. It's a pretty cool package. So, there you go. That should get you going. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please subscribe. Share this video with your friends. And as always, I'm Ryan Downey, the Streaming Advisor. Stream on, my friends.